What up, world? Welcome to another episode of RMT. That's Real Man Talk. It's your boy, Standing Man, coming to you with another great conversation piece on today. And before we get started, I want to thank you for joining me here on RMT. All right? So let's go ahead and get right into it today. Today, we really want to talk about who do you really trust? Yes, when it comes down to trust, trust is one of those words that we hold dear and sacred to our heart. Yes, who we trust, how we trust them, and in what situation do we actually trust people. One thing that I'm reminded of is that I remember when I first started learning how to ride a bike. And you trust your father um, to hold on to the back of the seat until you paddle and you get your momentum. And you trust that the person that's holding the back of the seat, that they're going to guide you and they're going to be there just in case you fall or you go in the wrong direction. They kind of going to give you the guidance on what to do when you're learning to ride this bike. Now, is that all cases? No. But in some cases, you trust in that person to be able to show you the ropes, to show you how to do this, to show you when to stop. And a matter of fact, you trust this person so much that if I fall or if I mess up, they'll be able to help me up. They'll be able to help me with my boo-boo or my knee scratch, put a band-aid on it, dust me off, encourage me to get back up and try it again. A lot of us had that, some of us didn't, but you looking for that person to do that for you. So in life, as we get older, we start to trust people, and sometimes that trust can be taken for granted. Some people don't realize what you really put into that situation in order for them to take advantage of you. So we go through life trying to see who we can trust, who we can't trust, and what we can trust them with. We trust some people with our lives. We trust some people with just what we can see them do. Because just like the person holding the back of the bike, it takes time to build up trust in someone in order, it takes time to build up trust in certain situations where you can let people come in to that, when you can let people come in and you feel comfortable telling or sharing certain things with them. It takes time for that. And people have to earn that position. And I think one of the ways that we seem to get hurt is when we let certain people into certain areas that we shouldn't trust them in. Not saying that they are not trustworthy. They might not be trustworthy in the area that you trust them in. So let me break that down. See, some of us let people get close to our heart. We let people know our deepest secrets, some of the things that we done went through in life that really was traumatic to us, that really affected us in a certain way, that it it affected us to the point that it changed the way that we live our life now. And you shared that with that person. And when you release that and you let them know how you was feeling or what you went through, they took advantage of that in order to be manipulative to get over on you with what you told them. And sometimes some of the things can be embarrassing. And they'll hold that over your head saying, you know what, I'm going to expose you if you don't do this for me. I'm going to tell people how you really are because you have a certain image that you want to uphold and you don't want to tell other people, and this person is threatened to let people know, nah, they ain't really like that. They did this, and that. And the whole time, when you start to trust them and build up that confidence to really tell them what's going on, let me ask you this. And all of us, don't get it twisted because I'm just as guilty as you. Did you really wait until that person built up enough time in order to trust them with what you told them. See, sometimes we mistake getting comfortable with trust. Sometimes we can get too comfortable with people and tell them certain things that we shouldn't be telling them. We get too comfortable with them, and we get so comfortable with them that we start to think that that is trust. Yeah, a lot of people want you to get comfortable to start talking and say things about your life, tell your life story, and they just listening and soaking it up. They just taking it all in. Oh yeah, I'm gonna keep on talking, cause you got so comfortable with them, and by you being comfortable with them, sometimes you'll start to just spill out, especially if you've been drinking or you've been smoking. You start to release that, and you be like, dang, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Maybe I shouldn't have told him that. Maybe I shouldn't even did what I did. But I was so comfortable with this person that I thought I could trust them, and then something ended up happening, and it ended up backfiring and not turning out the way that I wanted it because I got too comfortable and I started to trust somebody that I didn't need to trust. Okay, so you might ask, what is trust, right? Got a dictionary right here. I'm gonna read the definition. It has several definitions, but I like this one. It says a firm belief in the honesty, reliability of another, faith, the trusted one. Yeah, firm belief in the honesty and reliability of another. Faith and the reliability of another. It's been times that we have put our faith in the wrong person because of what we might went through when we was younger. We might assume that faith should look a certain way. We might assume that trust look a certain way. We might assume that confidence look a certain way. So since that person displays those things that we'll assume that we should trust, then we think that they are trustworthy because we probably never experienced what it really means to trust somebody, or what it really means to have somebody in your corner that actually got your back. What it means to have somebody in your corner that you can actually tell and keep your secrets. Somebody that's going to be in your corner, like regardless of what happened, they got your back. It's a lot of young men and young ladies also that's in jail right now because they trusted somebody. They trusted that they was going to love, they was going to care for them, they would never cheat on them. They might end up taking their life, taking the person's life. They did it. You might have been with your friends and did something, or you didn't even do it. But you took the rap forward because you thought you can trust them, that they was going to take care of either your family or take care of things in the outside world, that when you get out, that you'll be good. And when you got out, it was something totally different. It's been situations that have broken up friendships because I trusted you with something that I told you, and you end up telling some people that either I didn't like, or you end up telling someone that I didn't want you to tell. So we have to be mindful of who we put our trust in, who we put our vote of confidence in when we are telling parts of our life, when we are showing certain behaviors. Because some people nowadays, we in the age of video. So just say if you in your 20s and you doing certain things that, you in your 20s, so you having fun, you loose, you might be doing some things that you wouldn't normally do, and then it might not be the same as in your 40s, but now you got it on video. Now you on social media. The rest of your life is on the internet. And that's something You might have went viral for something that you didn't want to go viral for. You might have been getting likes and views on something that you didn't like to get likes and views on because you trusted somebody that you was with, and you thought that they weren't gonna show this to nobody, but they want the glory, they want the laughs, they want the recognition for what you did that was so funny, what you did that was so amazing. They want that. They want that. So since they want that, and they have won your trust, now I'm able to get something out of this person that I want. A lot of people are earn your trust. A lot of people will earn your trust just to get something out of you that they really want. It's people that will come around that show you fake love. It's people that'll come around sharing you with gifts or acting like they really want to show you, or they acting like they really want to help you, and they really don't. It's just all talk. We really got to take our feelings out the situation, get our feelings out the equation, and really look at what this person is actually doing. Because you can like somebody so much that you get comfortable and you have this vote of confidence in them that you can say and do anything around them, and they haven't did anything to earn your trust. What have they done? What have they done to earn your trust? See, we trust a lot of things that we trust a lot of people that we don't know, and we don't even know it. We trust, I'm just being honest. We trust a bridge to cross over large bodies of water, man made. We don't know who made those bridges, but we trust them to go across it. We get on the airplane, and the person there flying the airplane, we don't know that person from a can of paint, but we trust them to fly us wherever our destination is. Sometimes we get in Ubers, random people we don't even know, random automobiles, but we trust them to get them to our destination. But see, let me break that down. It's a little bit different because it's trust based on what they doing or what they have done. See, we can say a couple of things. I'm not gonna say about the bridge, but we can say about the pilot. So we know they got a pilot license, and we know that they had to drive the actual test in order to be a pilot. So they had a certain amount of flight hours that you have to fly before you can actually be a pilot, that you have to go through training to actually fly with people. And we understand that the person that's driving us in the Uber have to have a valid driver's license, have to have insurance and all that. We know certain things that they have to do in order to fulfill this job. What are the requirements that you have in your life of people in order to trust them? Do you have certain requirements of people that come around? If they do X, Y, and Z, now I can trust them with that. Or if they do A, B, and C, I can trust them with this. Or is it that I like this person enough that I'm going to trust them just because I like them? They ain't showed me nothing. They haven't built up no value in this relationship, but I'm going to trust them regardless. You know, a lot of one night stands, a lot of children was built off just temporary trust. You know, an act of passion at the moment. People end up having a one night stand. I mean, hooking up, or you know, unprotected sex, or however you want to do it, but sex on the first night with a person, and end up having kids, end up having children. Is it a blessing to have a child? Absolutely. But you sat down and you made a whole child with somebody that you trusted for the moment, but from 18 years now, or it's going to be a lifetime of trust that's going to come ahead. I want you to think about that. I want you to think or actually think about that. Or you can't get rid of this disease that you got now because you trusted somebody within the moment. Now, am I saying that all of these situations that I'm saying, like, um, all of them can happen? It it can happen different ways. You could be with somebody for years, been trusting y'all married, and you can end up getting a disease. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the short term when you trust somebody. And to people out there that's taking advantage of people trusting them, that's taking advantage of people being love starved, people that being attention starved, people that didn't have fathers, didn't have mothers, didn't come from situations that really groomed them to be able to not be out here in the world looking for certain things. And you take and feed off of that. You take and manipulate that situation in order to benefit of it. Shame on you because you got yours coming too. You got yours coming too. And see, after all of that, trusting the people, trusting the pilots, trusting bridges, we even have trust in our cell phone to wake us up in the morning time. We trust that it's gonna go off on the right time. And you know what we do? If our alarm don't go off, we don't say that the cell phone malfunction. We'll say I forgot to set my alarm. You see how much trust you have in your phone to the point where you'll get up and say, you know what? I didn't set my alarm. Not that the phone did anything, so the phone perfect, but I didn't set my alarm. You'll blame yourself because you got so much trust in the phone. What if we had that same amount of trust when it came to loving, when it came to trusting God? What if we had that same kind of confidence? We had that same type of faith to the point that when you didn't do something that you was supposed to do, you can blame yourself instead of blaming God for that situation. Blaming God that maybe I could have did something a little bit different to have a different outcome to the situation, but I chose to do something different than what I should have done, and when I didn't get the results that I got, I blame myself instead of saying, well, God, why you let this happen to me? You see that? Well, when it comes to the phone, we'll blame myself, but when it comes to God, we won't blame him. When is the accountability gonna set in? When you gonna be accountable for the things that you do? See, I have came to learn just a couple of things going through this life. Trust is one of those things that it is earned over time, but is easily lost. You can have people in a relationship for years. They can trust people 10, 15 years. That person can cheat. They might stay with that person. But in the back of their mind, all them years that you have built up slipped away in moments. Now that person is on the ropes and they don't know what to think about you. All that time I trusted you with my heart. And I thought that you would be more accountable. That I thought that you would be more trusting with something that I hold sacred to me. And you took that and you took it for granted. Because I assumed that you knew how important that this was to me. See, we often assume that what's important to us is just as important to the next person. So we trust that they can understand how we feeling about a situation. But if we don't express how important certain things are to us in a relationship or talking to someone, If you don't express it, how would they know? Have you even took this person? Have you even asked these person a certain questions, criteria to be able to trust them? See, when we go online, just say if we're going online to look for anything, if we shopping, if we need something repaired, if we looking for any kind type of service, for one, it might be word of mouth, right? Somebody say, "Hey, look, I went and got my car fixed over here. Great mechanic. I think you should go holler at him." Word of mouth is one. Go to the internet, go look it up. As if the mechanic is actually, some of us go to the shade tree. But even if the mechanic that you take it to, you'll see if they got a 5-star rate, what the Google reviews or what the reviews or what they say on social media, Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. Like, what you trying to get a feel of this person based off the comments. Okay, I got word of mouth, and I went to the internet. They said that they get some good service. Then I go by the shop. Some of the people that they work with, they said that they do good job, right? So you got 3 reference points that you can use that I'm gonna go by these 3 points in order to let this person fix my car. But when it comes to trusting, what do you do now? Do you ask a certain person? Do you watch them to see how they act within certain situations? How you get to the point where you trust that person? You know? So I think that having that is great. Having trust is great. Having a vote of confidence in somebody is great. Once they have earned that right, you ain't gotta go out and tell everybody, "Oh, well, I don't trust you. Well, I don't trust this. I don't trust you doing this. I don't trust you doing that." Just watch. Patience. In order to trust somebody, you're going to have patience. Because a person can only act a certain way so long. And if you patient enough, if you're not impatient, they're going to play their cards and show you who they are. Once they show you who they are, then it's going to be on you at that point. But if you don't have patience and they come up front and they give a good bluff and you fall for the bluff and then they do something that's shady and you didn't have enough patience to wait and see if you can really trust this person to do what they say they're going to do or to be who they really are. It'll take time. It'll take your patience. And in the microwave world that we live in, we want everything so instant. But human interaction don't happen as fast as the internet. It's not electronics. It's not chat GTP. It's not those things. It's not a like. It's not a share. Human interaction takes time. Also, it takes patience in order to trust people. You got your reference points. You got your patience. You got your time. All those things together, then you start to build trust. I can say this right now. It's like I'm gonna be real transparent. Like even with doing this podcast, is that I had to earn people trust in order for people to listen. I can't say I'm gonna put an episode out every Thursday, and I don't. You'll start to be like, "Hey, well, what's going on? You told me every Thursday." Now I'm losing your trust because I'm not putting the episode out every Thursday. I'm not holding up my end of the bargain when you start to trust me because I said something that I was gonna say and I didn't do it. I was reading a book. I gotta think about what book I was reading. But it says, a fast no and a slow yes. I always have a fast no and a slow yes. that'll keep you out of a lot of trouble. See, a fast no, people might get mad at you saying no. But when you say no, you can always come back and say, well, you know what? I can do it. At first, I thought I couldn't do it, but I can do it. You see what I'm saying? But when you say yes to someone and they already got planned out your time or whatever you're supposed to do for them, then you want to come back and you want to tell them no, it's going to be a lot of disappointment. Oh man, you said you was going to do this. You said you were going to do that. But sometimes going back and saying no, it builds up trust because you being honest. You know, let's keep it a buck. A lot of people don't like honesty, you know. But I ain't gonna go down that road, but some people don't like honesty. But I say this. I'll say this. People have to earn trust instead of you just giving it to them. They have to earn it. I'm not saying that you got to hate everybody, you don't trust everybody, but trust but verify, you know. Anybody can lie for a while of who they are and what they're doing or what they can do. But the truth will always reveal itself. Yo, I appreciate y'all for listening to me. If y'all want to catch me on social media platforms, it's Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Real Men Talk Podcast. Also, Stanley Nash Jr., Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Go like, follow, share. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. If there's anything that y'all want to hear me talk about or any guests that y'all want to have on the show, just you can inbox me in any of those platforms, or you can just put it in the comments on here on this video. All right, like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see y'all next week. Peace.